Last time we saw this number on stream, it was like 400,000. That was day 1, day 2, maybe day 3. Skyrocketed. That's a good number, right? Excellent. Is that their highest? I don't remember what their other ones were. I'm gonna be able to see their stuff. Let's do X-Men, right? X-Men did 4. 21,000 backers. Santa Krampus, a little smaller project. 831. Marvel 2. So we'll see what it does. This did, how much did this do again? 4? 4.2? Almost 4.3. And then right now we're at 1.3. So we'll see. Early morning Dice Throne? Yeah, I know, right? What is going on? This is not a VOD. This is not a replay. This is live. Sun's still out. I had to close the window because light was coming in, messing with my lights. So 13,000, and then what do we have? 3 days left. I would imagine over the next few days, maybe we'll see it jump. I think we'll see kind of last minute people jumping in, finally making their decisions. Not that they're locked in anything, but some people kind of have that mentality to get everything now versus like sometimes you can just pledge $5 and it at least lets you get into the pledge manager. You think 1.5? Yeah, I could see that. I could see that. Truth Eternal. Hi. But we haven't looked at this since like day 1. So nothing's changed in this stuff here, I don't think. Sometimes they change the graphics around once they start revealing stuff. But I think all this stayed the same. Keep scrolling. This reminds me, I just added these mats. I thought I had everything. But as of like 3 days ago, I totally remembered that I did not add these in there. Oh, luckily I caught that. So now we got all the mats. Oh, yeah, Amy was right. Those Gavin here. That's funny. That's funny. I'm trying to decide if I want to get season 1 and 2 battle chests because I got them separately during 2020 for Chris's birthday, and I want those dice. I guarantee you can probably find somebody that would be willing to buy them off you. Someone out there is probably making the same decision you are, right? Or someone's just getting into the game and maybe they're just looking for a sweet deal on season 1 and 2. And the dice are pretty nice. It's not going to change your game, but they are pretty nice. Oh. Oh, that's Marvel United. Yeah, they're pretty neat. Pretty neat. Where were we? So we caught none of this since we've last been here, as far as I remember. But it's all going to be an update, so maybe we just scoot into the updates. We'll do that. Today's is going to be a video with Gavin versus Manny playing Ravenous and Romancer. We don't know what time it's at yet. We're assuming it's noon because that's kind of the window of time when everything kind of updates. So let's go into updates. Go backwards. Okay, we're going to scroll down a little bit. Load more. Okay, where were we? Funded. 8 minutes. Ghost equipment, right? Can we blow these up? Oh, no. I mean, we can, just not here. There we go. It's like physically blowing it up and it's not going to be legible, kind of. So these are items, equipment, ghost equipments that are coming with Unchained. And what we kind of know is that equipment in Unchained... The question I had prior to knowing what the equipment was how loot worked and how it was gained and how it would instantly hit your hand. And I think a lot of what we're seeing within the Unchained box has nothing to do with like dice mods or anything, and it's more so damage and discarding, healing. So it has nothing to do with dice. I could be wrong. But they kind of give you longevity to your one shots. Well, for example, we can read these. The Possessed Scimitar, ghost equipment. Do we know what ghost equipment means? Ghost equipment brings unique synergies to your deck that can turn the tide of battle in unexpected ways. This adds an excellent element of reward as you strategize your approach to victory. So it's not like it's excluded, like you can only wear ghost equipment. It is for your ally only kind of stuff is what I was looking for. Scimitar. Once per turn, whenever you successfully activate an equipment card, including ghost equipment, you may deal damage, undefendable damage as an isolated source of undefendable damage to a chosen opponent. So you don't activate the Scimitar. Spectral Cloak. Whenever you put an ability upgrade card or an equipment card into play, gain 2 CP. So these are kind of influencing the idea of equipping DTA stuff. I don't have it near me. Whenever you would gain, sorry, the Lycan's Pelt, whenever you would gain a damage boost token of plus whatever or lower, instead gain a damage boost token. So it just goes right to what I would assume is the max damage token. I don't remember what it is, 3, 4. It's been a while since I played. So these aren't really triggering ghost equipment. These ghost equipment kind of, I can't think of the word. It's gonna come to me. Helpful homunculus. Homunculus. Someone correct me. Once per turn, whenever you successfully activate an equipment card, you may draw. Yeah, so these are all kind of. Every time I read these cards, I'm thinking of a stupid word that's not coming to my head. The compliment? That's not the word I want. Guardian Spirit. Once per turn, whenever you successfully... Okay, so anytime you activate an equipment, right? So let's think of an equipment like... trench coat. Any of the fist weapons that add damage. You're activating those, right? So scimitar, every time you activate a fist weapon, so like there's one that increases your damage or one that adds burn. You may deal X damage so you're doing damage, additional damage for having a scimitar. Whenever you put an ability upgrade card or an equipment card into play. So Spectral Cloak, that's something like maybe Black Widow would have fun with, right? Ability upgrades, that's what she likes. The pelt, whenever you gain damage boost token. It doesn't do so much with the equipment you already have. It would kind of determine which path you would go down your one shot, I guess, because there are possibilities of maybe gaining attack mods. We're just going to call it the helpful. Once per turn, whenever you successfully activate an equipment card, so that's one. So if you hit somebody with a punch and you burn them, you may just draw a card and discard a card. I like them, but that's all assuming you're going to be able to find equipment card in the loot cards available. Yes, that was the other question I had too. We'll get to that in a little bit. And then same thing with the last one. You can heal every time you activate an ability card or equipment card. So like the trench coat, I don't remember what it was, something to do with CP. Is it gain 2 CP instead of 1, or sell a card and gain 2 CP instead of 1, or something like that? You could heal as well. So it's just prolonging your one-shot stuff, which they're good. But Cross, like you're saying, like, what are the odds that I draw one of these? So who knows? We don't know the loot table yet, right? We don't know if it's different or if that loot table is specific for any certain game mode. Because we did not have a lot of equipment cards when we played RD. Yeah, like in most cases it was dice mods, and if we did have an equipment card, it was like when Cloud Art and I would play. A lot of times we'd have like the cursed gear, and we typically never really wanted to equip it. And if we did, it was to gain the benefit of unequipping it, if there was any reason to do so. So that's what kind of sparked the idea to play DTA with kind of like a loot already planned out. Because there's a lot of loot in DTA. I mean, when you consider all the dice mod cards and equipment cards, there's quite a bit. And we wanted to kind of see it all in action. So a lot of times I'd play a DTA game and like purposely give myself loot just so I could interact with it at least a few times. So now adding ghost equipment makes me want to revisit a lot of that. I mean, you don't really necessarily have to revisit it, but it kind of just refreshes it a little. What else? I think that's all. Yeah, let's go up to equipment. Go back here. Okay. We watched Manny and Nate play. Do we want to watch that again? Kraz, did you watch that? If you haven't watched it, Kraz, I'll watch it again. It's a fun watch. Otherwise, we'll move on. It's a lengthy video. New Minions. You watched it? Yeah, it was pretty. New Minions. Is this an image? Let's pop that open. Yeah, it is. Okay, they're going to be blurry, but I'll be able to read them. Are these the same? They are. Okay, so we don't need this one. One shot preview tomorrow. I was rooting for Pale Lady. Yeah, so was I. As soon as I saw like that Briar Thorn come out, I'm like, this is gonna be a fun watch. Hello, brave adventurers. We've got some exciting news to share today. 12 brand new minions are entering the fray, ready to challenge you and your allies in Dice Throne adventures. These formidable foes bring fresh strategies and unique abilities that will spice up your gameplay. Whether you're diving into a portal crawl or trying out the new one-shot mode. Which, side note, when we do one-shots for the first time, I think we're just going to kind of roll with the new minions first. Just because we've seen DTA minions 30,000 times. So we'll probably roll these, and then any time in the future after that, I think what we'll do is when we do one shots, we'll just shuffle the deck every time. We'll destroy a minion, we'll kill a minion, we'll defeat a minion, set it aside, and then if we land on the same color minion again, we'll shuffle the deck and draw a new one. Keeping the defeated one out. But I want to see the new one first. We did the same thing with when Santa Krampus gave us some GTA stuff. We kind of purposely drew them. Alright, it's like Dark Spectre. You may have scoffed at his beard. That's a beard. But this mischievous minion has a knack for messing with your dice rolls. Stay sharp, or you might find yourself tripped up in his ghostly games. Alright, Spectre, what do? Bane. You have 13 health, 1 CP. Likes his straights. So on a micro straight, inflict entangled, deal 4. Ooh, silence, small straight. Inflict silence, deal 6. On a large, ooh, hex, baby. We like hex. Inflicts hex, deal 8 damage. On a defense roll, he gets to roll 3 dice. Prevents 2 damage for every swirl, is what we call it around here. The vortex. Sometimes we call it a swirly. Drops a level 2 chest. Pretty straightforward. Next. Fell Summoner. This one seems kind of neat. I read this one before. From the depths of darkness, he emerges with a sinister purpose. If you don't dispatch this minion quickly, brace yourself for the wrath of new minions he'll summon from his ominous ritual. So this guy, right? Ritual, he wants a full boat. Does unfundable damage, gains chaos, but the chaos kicker here is at the end of the player's turn. So any player's turn, sorry. If you, the Fell Summoner, has 3 chaos tokens, remove this minion. Right? Yeah, remove this minion and then engage with a new level 3 minion. With First Strike, mind you. The new minion will not attack if this minion had already attacked this turn. So, what's the order of operation here, right? So, gain chaos. So it has to do 3 turns, right? 1, 2, 3 chaos. At the end of his 3rd turn, if you have 3 chaos, remove this minion and engage with the new level 3 minion. I see. So he can't they won't summon on the defense roll. They'll summon at the end of their turn. So if he's got 2 chaos, right? And we hit him and he rolls a vortex with the 2 dice, he gains his 3rd chaos. He's not going to flip until the end of his next turn. He's going to do damage. He's going to gain a 4th chaos, potentially. But then he's going to spend 3. He's going to spend them all. I would imagine they all disappear. He's got more than 3. The new minion will not attack if the minion already attacked this turn. It's at the end of any player's turn. So if I end my turn attacking him and he rolls his chaos and gains his 3rd token, he swaps out and gets First Strike. New minion will not attack if the minion already attacked this turn. At the end of his turn, he could swap up, and then I get a turn. But if he gets, I guess I'm confusing myself on the First Strike here. Like, when would it initiate then? At the end of any player's turn, so including Fell Summoners and mine. If Fell Summoner has 3 chaos, remove this minion and engage with the level 3 minion with First Strike. The new minion, the one we bring in, will not attack. This minion already attacked this turn. So it's just to clarify that the First Strike won't activate. So it's just going to be a normal turn rotation anyways with the player that's playing him. Because if he's attacked and he gained his 3rd token and then ends his turn and swaps, then it ignores First Strike and it's just my turn anyways. if I let him roll defense and it's at the end of my turn, he's going to swap out, but then he's just going to go anyways. So really, it's just going to affect the new player that's coming in case someone wants to join the fight. I think. 20 health, 2 CP. Okay, let's move on. Spell Summoner, scary. Can be scary. Level 3s are scary. Especially if you're not going to kill him. You get him down to like 2 health, imagine him swapping out, you got to refight a minion. That's going to be a potential 20 health again. The Ashen King. Beware his 2 hands. It's kind of loud. And by 2 hands, he means King's Hands tokens. This minion will make you reconsider your alliance with teammates, as his fiery attacks can turn friends into foes or worse, leave you ashes. Boop. Profane Command. He's got 35 health, 6 CP. He's got a lot of CP. That's an interesting role objective. Have we ever seen that? I'm sure we have. Maybe not. So he wants what you'd call that? Wipe swirlies and chaos. Does 7 undefendable damage. Inflicts dominance, that's scary. Deal 9 damage. And then inflict dominance, deal 13 damage. If you don't know what dominance does, basically it comes down to the roll of the dice, and you play it at the end of your offensive roll phase, I think. It's been a while. But what it can do is you can accidentally target your friendlies. So it's a mind control. Even your alts can be directed towards your team. Defense roll on a vortex, inflict burn if the opponent is at stack limit, which is 1, deal 2 damage instead. He has 2 King's Hand token, right? So he's got the potential to fail roll. So spend 1 to re-roll. Or re-offensive roll phase, he gets another roll phase. Or he's going to spend it to stop an ult. I wonder... Do I know the rule? What's the rule on dominance and King's Hand token? And if I roll an ultimate. Is the opponent going to play their King's Hand token to make me reroll a die? Or are they going to potentially... Yeah, they would. Yeah. Saying it out loud, yes. Because what I was thinking is, why would the Ashen King want me to reroll my ult and have him roll the King's Hand, but he doesn't have dice mods? So yes, he would want you to... That makes sense, Blunder. 1 shot previous. Let's bounce over to that. 3 new maps. Blow these up. New tab, Catacombs, the Depths, and Valley of the Bones. These are all Canyon Void, Twisted Forest, and then we chose the Dragon's Den as our voted one on. One shots are self-contained experiences, so you can sit down, play, explore, and enjoy a faster gameplay while still feeling the thrills of longer campaign experiences. We're thrilled to have a new way for Dice Throne Adventures to hit the table, and we know many of you are too. All that out of the way, we're excited to announce today that we will be including 3 additional one-shot maps for a total of 6. The Dice Throne Adventures Unchained, and you get to help us choose the final map. All right, let's look at Catacombs here. We'll go through we'll go through them all. But there's really not much to really talk about here. All right, Catacombs. So these are all DTA locations. If you can catch on already. Catacombs of Death, Valley of the Bones. All these are DTA tiles. We'll just kind of rehash locations. Make a little artwork for them. Get to see inside the catacombs. So what do we see, right? Let's pull it up a little bit here if we can. You got the typical start spots. You got minions. You can kind of see the harder you go, the better the reward. This one in particular looks like if you go the hard way, you kind of commit going the hard. But you get more. Looks like this one in particular, you get rewarded a little more for taking the harder route. So, for example, you get a better loot going against a number 3. You're gaining loot from these guys too, right? So he's gonna probably have a level 3 chest. You'll get one here. You come down this way, you're probably gonna get maybe legendary loot from here. Come down here, you're gonna get something nice here, or you can go down for a salve. Do we know the rules on one shot? If we start with salves, we don't know. I don't remember. But you can gain one. But it looks like the harder you go, the more rewarded you are into the boss. The other way, obviously, it's a little bit safer, but you still kind of end up going down a route of possibly being destroyed. Hero setup is, it's hard to read here what the total numbers are, but it looks like you start with loot. Let's go on 1, 2, 3, 4 heroes, your starting health, and then your starting loot. Maybe this is how you get your ghost equipment off the bat, or it could just be random. What's the other one? Depths. Looks like kind of this. Oh, it's a little different. This one doesn't look as punishing, right? There's not 2 level 4s. There's more level 3s. You can get salves off the bat. You're fighting 2 minions of the same level off the bat. Yeah. Interesting. There's another level 4 loot down here too. I wonder if there's like an order of hard. Easy to hard. This one looks like it's a little more easier than Catacombs was. Yeah, this one you kind of get pitted. Well, it's the same, right? No, because this one you have to fight a 3 and a 4 versus this one you can choose 3 or 4. But same concept, right? The harder path, typically it would most likely have your better outcome, better reward. We did talk about boss setup. I'm assuming it's going to be the same on the reward. So rewards, you get upgrade CP. So if we're playing the Witch, she's going to have an upgrade deck. Starting CP, King's Hand tokens, typical kind of GTA rules. Valley of the Bones. Ooh, level 1s into a 3, 4, 4, or we go 2, 2, 3, 4, 4. Easy route, but you don't gain any loot. Not so easy route, and you gain. This one looks like maybe a little bit more of a beginner card. So level 1 loots, like low level loots. But again, who knows? There's a salve at the end here, salve here. Canyon, Void Canyon. Canyon Void. I don't remember this location in GTA. Do they? I don't remember. Easy route, 0 loot, right? Only until the boss. There's nothing to gain there. You go down the harder route, you get a salve and a loot. No epics, no level 4s. Twisted Forest. And, again, same idea. Harder route gets you a little bit more rewards. Right, where's the start? Oh, it's up here. Oh wow, no, you start at a level 4. Backwards. It's twisted. Start at a level 4. Dang. Then go into a 3. Start out strong and dang. Okay. Let's move on to the next one. Got mythic cards. It should blow up nice. Yeah. Shipping change. Not worried about that. Take a look at our mythics. Necromancer's Mythic says active ability. You may activate both the skeletal mage's abilities per turn with a single activation. So if we remember about what we talked about with the skeletal mage, you can either steal health or deal damage. Hold up here. Oh, it's not going to be here, is it? Is it going to be on an update? A future update in which we're going to go over. I forgot where they show the leaflet. Maybe it's in the video. I want to cover it just because we're here. Build a mage. Oh, Decrepify. That's what it was. Or he can steal health. So his mythic lets you activate it both in a single turn. Typically, you can only activate one. So now you can steal health and inflict the status effect, which is really good. And then flipping, you gain resurrect. So that's kind of neat. That could be like a... we can consider mythics to be instant mythic flips. So even if you take lethal, you can flip and then gain resurrect and use it right away. It keeps you alive. It's kind of like... who else has one like that? Treant? No, Artificer. You can flip in it at the expense of your bots. You can heal for X amount of damage. So that could keep you alive. Yep. Headless Horseman. Mythic ability, active ability. When rolling to add damage for Grim Pursuit, you may reroll up to 2 of these dice. That's pretty good. So if you remember, you spend a token, roll 5 for every horseshoe, you gain additional damage as an attack modifier. So this will allow you to re-roll up to 2. Flip ability, gain 4 dreadful, so you can terrorize. With your flip and gain 2 from Grim Pursuit. I guess he could flip dreadful to get a more impact. Flip to gain dreadful to get a more impact on some of his abilities. He's got 2 abilities that, if I remember right, that are influenced by how much dreadful he has. His defense is 1, and then I don't remember what the other one is. We'll look at it here in a little bit. Or do I still have it open? Yeah. Back to the campaign. Spectral Assault. Lets you roll at the 5, so you can flip to gain your dice for that. Or you can flip for your defense as well. A little last minute boost there. Okay. Ravenous active ability after Nevermore has returned to the Ravenous activate Nevermore. So it sounds like you are really just going to kind of keep the Nevermore on your opponent. Which is nice, right? Because activating Nevermore takes, you got to roll an ability that says so. So it's kind of just eliminates one more step of having to move Nevermore. Flip ability, deal 1 damage per feather. I think the stack limit was 4. You can spend 3 to send, so I think it's 4. As an isolated source of undefendable damage to a chosen opponent, and activate Nevermore. So you're gonna do 4 damage. And then you're gonna flip to either heal, gain vitality, send out, You shouldn't have to send out. I would imagine you would want to use your mythic active ability to set. So the birds nevermore would never be on you. Only to heal. So the second Nevermore comes back from an activation to heal, you would send them out again right away. Stronger than I'm making it sound. Hail lady. Active ability when rolling for prey. What through 5, the attacker increases their damage by 2 instead of 1. So 1 through 5? So it's a guaranteed 2, no matter what, because I think on 6 it's 2. Flipping to gain 2 moon shards, so I guess if you want to go all out, just remember that when you flip, you lose your active ability. You'd lose your constant attack modifier. You gain 2 moon shards, which I guess could keep you in wolf form, or potentially do more damage. There is perks to having a stack of moon shards. All right, mythics are done. And that could change. We don't know. What's next? Stuck. Can't scroll. Help. Did I break it? I broke it. I broke it. Meow, 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 meow. Where are we? One-shot maps. Mythics. Dial upgrade. We'll take a look at that, sure. Be a quick one. We went from a classic Dice Throne combat dial radial spinner thing to a more ravenous looking one. You know what's funny is we kind of joked about earlier in the campaign if we could have a particular dial that was different to kind of help separate the dials in case of mix up. Because I've seen in multiple videos that sometimes when people have 2 dials, they spin the wrong one. That's kind of nice that it helps keep it separated. Nothing else fancy here. We move on to the strong box, I believe is next. Strong box. Super excited for this. I know it's just a box, but no pictures or anything. We got a video. Seems so little, but it's kind of neat to have a box like that because it's, look at the size comparison. I know there's only 4 heroes in there, but if you've ever seen me carried season 1, season 2 in Dice Throne and Marvel in one bag, it's it's like carrying a hockey bag full of gear. It's insane. This is kind of neat that it's in a smaller box. Now a lot of people are kind of hoping that we get to see a more generic box or like previous season boxes that we could then use for older content, or at least just a generic Dice Throne box that we can use to take to like the ranked events and stuff. We commented last video that we wanted art underneath the box lid, so there it is. I think in the video they showed it as just black. So, and it could have been there the whole time and the video just showed black, but there it is. Kind of neat. I thought maybe they would utilize it, like maybe turn it into a dice tray or something, but that's a big dice tray. Remember that logo? That was in their little teaser video. What do we got? Blue book slot now. That's it. And he talks about how the magnets are super strong. Pretty neat. I like it. I like it. I like it. I like it better than my Marvel box that takes me like 10 minutes to open. Just because the suction of air. What's next? Necromancer. Let's see what's on this page. I don't think I ever actually opened this article. I know I watched the video. All right, what do we know? Corpse Dial, a new strategic element. The Corpse Dial will allow you to summon minions in unique ways. This mechanic adds depth and excitement as you decide when and how to unleash your minions upon your foe. Decrepify effect, status effect. This is super neat. Watch out for the Necromancer. They can inflict the Decrepify status effect, which weakens your rolls and damage, adding a layer of tactical challenge to your encounters. But what it does, you didn't catch it, it eliminates the amount of dice you can roll per roll phase. So during the offensive roll phase, you get to roll all 5 dice the first time. And then your subsequent turns, your 2 and 3, you can only roll 2 dice at a time. Really, like, makes you think about what you want to roll for. I would imagine that you could still roll 2 and then like try again on 2 different dice. The Decrepify just says you can only roll 2 during your roll phase. So let's say you roll all 5, you get 3 6s and then a 5-5, or let's say you get 1 6 and then all 5s. Roll 2 in 2 6s, and then like either, and let's say that was your last roll, you could try again on the other 2 dice that are. But if you watch the video, he doesn't need it because he rolls them all, even with Decrepify on. Necromancer can use an unearthed card to move around his board, gathering corpse to strengthen his power. So really what that does is it blocks his ability, but he's gaining the corpse, gaining corpses to his corpse dial. So for example, you kind of see in this picture here, if you were to take this card on his next turn and put it over harvest, he would gain X amount of his corpse dial, allowing him to then spend that on minions. And that card just kind of floats around during your upkeep. So every upkeep, you move that around. You gotta kind of want to be strategic about that too, making sure that you have enough corpses that you don't accidentally block something you want to roll. Or if you're not worried about a mini alt right off the bat, then you just take advantage of the corpse dial. And it is a synth card, it looks like. Or it will be. It's intended to be. We know the standees are there. We now know they're going to be acrylic. We'll see that in a little bit. And then they talk about the history of the Necromancer and that he's been around for a while. Just never made it to the game. Until now. Dice Throne Digital, really not much to talk about there other than to join it. Join the Kickstarter. Follow it. We do have a link in there. Because they're going to kind of use that as information of really kind of A or B, right? Either they're going to do it or not. It'll be interesting to see where they take that. We'll see. The Discord server is blowing up in their Dice Throne Digital chat room, or a little, what do you call it? You have a channel in there for the Dice Throne Digital. A lot of people are kind of chiming in on it. Ravenous. We're almost done with updates. We don't need to watch the video. We talked about the dial being different. Nevermore Companion talks about inflicting hex. But otherwise, we've already covered our board, so I don't know if anything would be different other than the dial look. Yeah, I don't know what else we need to really cover there. We already did the board. So Vault Witch, let's cover that. I don't know if I opened this one either. A brand new boss sent out to top you. She functions the same as all previous Fallen bosses and has a new vault mechanic which uses loot chest tokens. She will lock up various resources and effects that will have you wiggle your way out as her power is ever increasing. Pull up anymore so I can read it. The jingle of chains is the first thing you hear. Blood flow increases as it elevates fear. Joy fills her heart. She tastes prey on the wind. She clenches her fists. A hunt is about to begin. Before you react, the cold steel surrounds you. Open the door and now have been found. Life slowly fades from your mind and your heart, dreading that you chose this path from the start. As your life force is drained, diminishing the sparks, squirming and wriggling in the dark, but to no avail, you feel consciousness fade. Vault which hungers for your soul this day. Those are the 3 key cards, I would assume, probably on the backside. Who is the Vault Witch, you ask? We'll find out right here. With a passion for hunting, the Vault Witch prowls the Crimson Sands, hunting the elite combatants invited to the Tourney of Champions. He is an enigma, with only the Mad King rivaling her madness. When you hear the jingling of chains, it is likely too late. Pray she desires to play with you. That is your only chance to attempt to survive. How do you encounter the Vault Witch? You can choose to face the Vault Witch at the end of a one-shot scenario, or dare to fight her during the Dice Throne Adventures campaign. In the campaign, every time your party successfully completes a scenario, you will find 1 witch key. Your party may have a maximum of 3 witch keys at any given time. It says these witch keys are collected when you successfully complete any scenario. So any portal crawl, any boss, including Vault Witch. If you have already defeated the Vault Witch, instead gain 5 gold for a portal crawl scenario, or gain 1 boss loot of the same type for a boss battle scenario. Each time your party would normally advance to a boss battle, 2, 4, 6, you may choose to spend a witch key to battle the Vault Witch instead. If you fail the encounter, you can always use your spare keys to face her again. If you succeed, you may only do so once during a single campaign. Once you have defeated the Vault Witch, any held witch keys as well as any witch keys gained in future and are immediately converted into either of the following: 5 gold or 1 additional boss loot. We can't wait for you to encounter the Vault Witch and to succumb to her madness. Thank you for being part of the. So the question here I had is, do you almost feel like it is that you would want to not necessarily fight the Vault Witch after portal crawl number 1, right? You finish the scenario, you gain a key. Do you spend it? Or, in my eyes, I would want to take on the Fallen Barbarian at the end of that, and then gain my second key, go through the second portal crawl, so scenario 3, and then at the end of scenario 3, use one of the keys I just gained, so now you'll have 3. Right? So you gained 1 at the end of scenario 1. You gained another one after Fallen Barbarian. And then you'd gain another key at the end of Protocol 3. But then at the end of Protocol 3, you would spend 1 key. You'd miss out on a key, right? Because you'd have all 3. 1, 2. You'd gain it there. Yep, you'd gain your 3rd key at scenario 3. You'd spend it on scenario 4 to play against the Vault Witch. You defeat the Vault Witch. You have 2 keys left that if you defeat the Vault Witch, then you have to immediately spend them to gain 1 additional boss loot. Because it says, once you have defeated the Vault Witch, any held witch keys, as well as any witch keys gained in the future, are immediately converted into either of the following. So depending on our loot table, it might be worth waiting until scenario 4 to play her. That way you're getting the most bang for your buck when it comes to loot. Because if she's got legendary loot, and the key has to match the same loot, the same type, then I'm going to save it until scenario 4. Unless I'm desperate and I want Fallen Barbarian to give me a loot. That wouldn't work that way. Yeah, to defeat the boss. So you would not necessarily want to. I guess you could finish scenario 1, spend the key to fight the Vault Witch at the beginning, and then every scenario after that, you'd then just keep spending the keys. I guess it kind of works out the same. But it depends. If Vault Witch has really good loot, then I'm going to save my keys for scenario 4. Or we fight her at scenario 4. Moving on. What was it? We don't know when the thing starts, do we? Do we know yet? Yeah, nothing yet. Okay. We covered Vault Witch. We got the official rule set for Minion Rush. So if you didn't catch my video, it's super old, about a year ago. We did a 12 like last time. Yeah. Yeah, it's usually around noonish our time. 11, 12, 1. Somewhere in that window. But last time they did a premiere, right? They put the premiere up on YouTube. And we were able to kind of log in while we were waiting. So we did Minion Rush a year ago. With Shadow Thief, we just kind of played around with it to see how it worked, and it was fun. And the reason why I think it's fun is it's a good way to experience a hero if you want more exposure to him, which is why I picked Shadow Thief as my first one. So it was nice to be able to play against someone or another kind of like setup like this and be able to see how the Shadow Thief works. Without playing someone that's like, playing try hard, trying to defeat me. Minion Rush is a one-player game mode to test your ability to survive a wave of minions, battle until you defeat all the minions or until your health is reduced to 0. You will exclusively battle minions and gain loot from the new one-shot loot table as you try to defeat as many minions as you can. Share your score and see how your runs compare to others in this quick and snappy. I haven't tried Minion Rush yet, but I need to since I haven't. Yeah, it's nice. Like I said, especially if there's heroes you don't play a lot as, it's a good way to kind of how they function. Official rule set will be in the GTA Unchained book, which is good. So this came out. It's probably been over a year now. Rules were just posted in a Google Doc at one of their events, and we tried it out a few times. We streamed one of them and had a good time with it. And then off stream, we kind of branched off a little bit and kind of took the same rule set, but then added our own loot to it, which is kind of what they're doing here. So we made our own loot tables. We've done how we got rewarded at the end, kind of made it a more roguelite experience. But there's other people out there too in Discord channels that have taken it farther and way more beyond than that. It's kind of neat to see. But this is the official, and we're getting a loot table with it too. I don't know if we see an image of the loot table other than in the Kickstarter picture, so we'll backtrack to that. See if we can. Okay. Minion Rush. 37 unique loot cards. We like loot. We're going to see all 37 of them? I mean, quite a bit here. Let's blow that up. Let's blow this up. Are these individual? No, great. Blow these up. Let's take a look. Spectral Cloak we know. Guardian Spirit we know. Umbrella Alchemy I don't know if we've seen that one. Chosen Hero gains 2 CP and draws 2. Spirit Walk, remove all negative status effect tokens from a chosen hero. Can only be played immediately after discarding a card. You have to discard a card. And it can't just be like, I'm going to discard and then play this. No, it has to be a ghost equipment that says discard a card. Then you can play Spirit Walk. Remove all your status effects. So that's how they kind of coincide with each other. In fact, that one is right here. It's the one funny one that we don't want to say. So when you're activating equipment, you can then draw a card, discard a card, and then this says only when you immediately after discarding a card is when you can play it. Remove all status effects from the chosen player. So it's kind of a combo effect. Bunch of other ones we can see, some down here, but we don't know what they do. Haunted Helmet. Whenever you gain one or more positive status effect token as a result of an offensive ability, you may spend 1 CP to heal. So that's kind of neat. That's kind of neat for maybe Wolverine, super healing. Because he's going to gain rage. I don't think of who else gains a lot of positive status effects. Monk. Monk could really take advantage of that. A lot of heroes. Those are the two that come to mind. But they constantly want to be drawing that. Spell capture for 0 star. That's 1 CP main phase to equip it. Spell capture is 0 cost, instant action. Can only be played immediately after discarding a card. Return the discarded card to your hand. Additionally, so for free, you discard a card. For free, you can bring it back to your hand. Additionally, gain a CP and a damage. Mummy's Curse is 0 CP roll phase card. Discard a card. So that's where the combo effect is. You discard a card. To gain the effect of whatever that other one was. To heal. Then force an opponent to reroll up to 2 of their dice. Do the same die twice. So it's a try again, only against your opponent. And then Guardian Spirit, we already seen. Boop. Soul Channeling. 0 CP offensive roll face card, or roll face card, I should say. Discard 1 card and lose 1 health. A better helping hand. There you go. Yeah, that's a better way to put it. You're right. Discard a card and lose 1 health. Then change the value of any 1 die. So it's so wild, but at the cost of your health and your hand, which discard whatever health, man. Only 1 health, but that could make or break. But for a Soul Wild, it's pretty good. But Soul Channeling is a discard a card, right? So if we come back here, you're discarding a card. Whenever you where's that one? This one here, the one we can't read or whatever it was. Discarding a card heals you, so that would count. So you just gain it back from the ghost equipment. Man, imagine if these cards were allowed in competitive. Oh my god, it'd be messy. We tried that once. Not necessarily that, but what we did is we did 1v1s, put in like a Marvel Snap kind of way, if you've ever played that, where we would play 1-on-1, and then after every X amount of rounds, we would take a DTA tile and flip it over. And then the players had to be affected by whatever the tile was. So all players would gain a burn, or all heroes could gain a CP, or it was kind of neat. And then every 3 rounds you would flip another tile. We didn't do it often, but it was kind of neat to have an environmental effect that affected everybody. But yeah, it's kind of how Marvel Snap did it, right? You had 1 free turn, and then the cards would flip over, and it would change the way you play your game. Sanguine. Oh, that's the one. Sanguine Spell. I think that's the one that was it's hidden. Or that's Sanguine Mastery. It's a spell. Lose 2 health to add 4 damage. And then Symbiotic Mandrake. Once per turn equipment. During your main phase, you may gain Entangled and heal 2. Must not already have Entangled. Interesting. So lose a offensive roll phase in exchange for 2 health. Who would benefit from that? Samurai, right? Because he only wants to roll twice anyways. So, yeah. But it's not like you're going to do it a lot, right? Because that means if you gain Entangled, you're going to heal twice. Or sorry, heal for 2. And then, you got to remove it in order for this card to work again. Because if you already have Entangled, you can't give yourself Entangled again. Or no, it falls off. It doesn't stay. Duh. It's not persistent. So it would fall off, and then you would just keep doing it. Yeah, so Samurai would heal twice every turn. Dang. Sign me up. Okay, that's that. Cards. Acrylic standees. I look at it, but there's not going to be much. So we're getting acrylics. Yay, everybody's excited. So the bases will be a little bit different. Yeah, I don't know what else to really look at there. There's the design for Dragon's Den, but I don't think we actually have the map yet, so we don't know what it looks like. This article here talks about adding one of the heroes to the TTS mod, which is super cool. I like that. I'm voting, if it were me, I'm voting for Ravenous, but I'm not picky. I'll play whatever you put on there, Dice Throne. Organized play. Don't need to look at that. Okay, that's it. We're caught up, right? Look at that. It's going up. Just sitting here watching that. Woo! You voted for Raven? Yeah. I don't know if I voted. I don't know if I have a BGG account. I probably should. I probably do. I just haven't taken the time to check. Anybody playing yet? Nope, no one's responded. Nobody wants to play Dice Throne this one. Why is it when I'm at work, everybody wants to play, and then when I'm not at work, nobody wants to play? That's fine. Okay. So now, where are we at? Let's go back to the campaign here. We're waiting for this video to come out. We got we're assuming about 2 hours, and then we'll watch Gavin and Manny. We'll watch it here. Gavin and Manny plays Ravenous versus Necro. Money's on Gavin. I haven't seen Gavin play since probably early Marvel. Maybe even before that. He just kind of disappeared. But he's been part of the team, but we haven't seen his face in a while. I did watch a video the other day with him and one of the big board game YouTubers unboxing Dice Throne. Very old video, but yeah, Necro will be fun to see. I'm glad Manny's playing Necro, only because I know, like, Manny and I got to play X-Men against each other, and I purposely gave him Cyclops because I if anybody's going to know how to play some of those more complex heroes, it's going to be the people who made the game. So I'm glad that, like, Gavin and Manny are the ones playing it first off, but that Manny's, has Necro on his table. We're going to see it, and hopefully it gets played in both their favors, but to see, like, the Necro really shine. If we wanted to see the loot table, I think there's a quick image of it on here for the one-shot loot table. There it is. I don't know if that blows up anymore though. Oh, it does. Look at that. So you got your loot 1, 2, 3, 4. Looks like damage mods and loot cards. Lot of healing on this loot table. This is a little more than the DTA one. And then flight, I don't think was ever on the loot table. And lots of CP gain. Yeah, the flight tokens are new. So we'll see how that pans out. I wonder if there's a flip side to it. Like a boss loot one. Similar to DTA. Okay, we're caught up. We are caught up. We'll post that on YouTube. Hi, YouTube. Bye, YouTube. Okay, the other question I had is, I wonder if our key cards will be synth cards. Or if we're going to sleeve them with boss loot cards. Or boss sleeves. I don't know how that'll pan out. We don't know yet. Okay. There it is. We never did get a Necro, like, cool video like all the other heroes got, right? All the other heroes got like a cool trailer. Necro didn't. Necro just got revealed like with the Dice Throne campaign. Oh, This is big news. I forgot about this. Mr. Barbarian's getting a new board. That is so cool. Suppose you can't hear it. So neat. I like that they're taking kind of the aspect of like how his thing changed too. Like how it's kind of like breaking the fourth wall of the board. Like they're bringing that Deadpool vibe in the Pyromancer board too. It's kind of bringing that vibe of letting them break out of their board. If we look at Pyromancer 2, Pyromancer I think is the same concept. I don't know if it's gonna pop up because of the green screen. Yeah, like she's breaking the sides of the barriers too. Kind of neat. So Dice Throne, are we getting all? Is it versus boxes, right? Are we getting Barbarian and is Barbarian and Pyromancer in one box? Box by me. That's a lot of official ranked play to get through all these boards. I'm happy I'll finally be able to get competitive stuff. There are shops in the land. Yes, that's awesome. That is awesome. I like that the cards are like it looks like they're taking the design route of making them specific for that hero. It's kind of what it looks like. Because if we look at the original ones we got, they are, again, I don't know if you'll be able to see them on stream. They're just in generic sleeves. They're not in any like specials. I don't know if you'll be able to see it because of green. Like they're shattered like they would be on the I guess on the well they are a little different, but they're not designed like these came out with Pyromancer, so they're nothing screams Pyromancer about them. But if you look at these cards, like you can see his sword and hammer there, so it kind of coincides with the Barbarian. But those are different cards. Get a closer look. Yes. We got Tippet, not this time, right? So we don't have that yet. So it's the rest of the cards that we didn't get in the last ranked. So not this time. I saw what status in here. Tippet, right there. This is Tippet, I think. Oh, that's not this time. Where did I see Tippet? There it is. Tippet, getting a card. Again, that's not one we have now. And then what status effects is getting one. Is that all the mods then or all the generic cards? There's not this time. So you can see his sword, his hammer or the axe. Oops, we're over here. Triple up. Looks like that's going to be one, if that's truly what this means down here. So all your generic cards are going to be fully changed out. Cool. Before. So what status effects, transference, not this time, Tippet will be the cards we see.